All right, this next one is, well, this next one is it feels like an age-old conversation. And it's titled, this is from Board Gamer, it's titled, Star Citizen Stream Sniping a Major Problem or Fair Game? I'm a Star Citizen streamer. I've been stream sniped less than most people, I think, because of the time of day that I stream. But it's happened. And, oh man, it's a good question because I think it probably falls somewhere in the middle. And the thing that I see with Star Citizen streaming in general, I do think it's going to fall the way of Eve online, where a lot of people don't stream it because it's just going to cause problems with anything you're trying to do in the game. But it is what it is. So it's kind of like up to you, the streamer, to come up with a solution to deal with it. CIG has come out and said that it's not allowed. So you kind of have the ability to say, hey, I was stream sniped. But can you prove it? Right? Like, it is incredibly difficult to prove. Anybody who says just put a stream delay on, you're an idiot. If you're going to put a stream delay, you might as well just not stream. There's no point. Like, if you don't interact with people on Twitch, then sure, put a stream delay up. But then you're not streaming anyway, in my opinion. So just, that's my quick and dirty. I'll respond to anything that he says during the video, but it's basically fair game. What are you going to do? I definitely don't think it's a major problem, though. And at least not at this time. But I do think it will become a major problem in the sense that the Star Citizen directory, which is already small in relation to other video games, is probably not going to explode when the game is released. It will initially, and then it will die to a sense of almost nothingness like EVE Online, if the game is something that people are really looking to make progress in. If there are achievements to be made, the high-level guilds, orgs, whatever, are not going to stream their content. You're just going to get basically what you have now is a bunch of people floating around doing a whole lot of nothing. And that's about it, right? So, yeah, I just don't expect much from it, but we'll see.
Hello and welcome to some more Star Citizen.
I don't even know where this came out of.
Conversations on stream sniping, griefing, and Star Citizen's terms of service. So I wanted to talk about what's against the rules.
Hopefully
and
this
what should be against the rules, at least in my opinion, while playing Star Citizen. And I do think it's something that will affect everyone in some way, such as the nature of MMO and sort of a shared set of rules. So roughly, stream sniping refers to the watching of someone else's live stream at real time and then using that information to attack, harass, or kill the streamer or someone that's in their stream with them, or otherwise sort of prevent that streamer doing a task. I expect a lot of people will debate the exact nature of stream sniping and have their own definition, but this, for the sake of argument and this video, this is basically how I'm going to loosely define it. It is not an uncommon occurrence for streamers in any game to have someone watch their stream and use that information to work out where they are and then turn up there. And this can be in tiny little streams where you've just got like 3 viewers, or it can be in a massive streams where you've got tens of thousands of viewers.
Yep.
Some of these players will be entirely benign though. Others want to be your friend or to help, and some will want to try and kill and harass the streamer.
Yeah,
you can have your own rules on your stream.
I've had incredibly positive experiences with stream sniping and incredibly negative ones. So, yeah.
About what you want.
Do you only report the ones that are negative? So, in the end, it just comes down to, are you being harassed? That's it. And I think we can all agree that being harassed, like constantly being harassed, is a problem.
Want players to do you want them to come and help you?
It's
whatever,
not
and you can enforce your
the
rules
actual act
how
of
you
stream
want
sniping
on your stream. But players that are trying to actively harass a streamer while watching their stream in this sort of Star Citizen, that will take the form of ramming them or just attacking them when they're vulnerable. They have a massive advantage of being able to watch that streamer real time, know exactly.
Ramming, I think they've talked about there's some rules against ramming, I think, but just attacking a streamer, it does not mean stream sniping. Like, let's be very clear. Attacking someone is not harassment. Attacking someone nonstop so they cannot play the game over and over and over again, and which is easily done by watching a stream, that's harassment. That's when it becomes an issue. That's it. I think there's like a line that is like sort of clear. You kill somebody, not harassment. You kill them, you know where they respawn, you go there, you kill them again and again and again and again, so they literally can't leave a station or can't play the game. Follow them everywhere they go and kill them. Well, now we're talking about harassment.
See where they are and then just go, haha, got you. Now, is this against the rules? Well, it's against the rules both on Twitch and in Star Citizen currently. So it's against Twitch's guidelines. Let me read you a little excerpt.
This is a streamer take, to be clear, Mike. What, my take or another player's?
Any activity such as cheating, hacking, botting, or tampering that gives the account owner an unfair advantage in an online multiplayer game is prohibited. This also includes exploiting another broadcaster's live broadcast in order to harass them in-game, such as stream sniping. That said, Twitch does also have a provision basically saying that they expect streamers to actively take steps to prevent that situation from occurring, I believe, and this is sort of same for griefing and trolling and sort of harassment in general.
What's Twitch going to do?
They should take some active steps there to help prevent that with moderation and things like that. So what's the Star Citizen Cloud Imperium game policy? Well, CIG put out a post in March of 2020. Excessive griefing and stream sniping. Hi everyone, we've recently received a lot of reports detailing excessive griefing and would like to take a moment to openly address the feedback and share our stance. For a majority of these matters, a PvP solution is...
this is insane that this is when was this video posted? 2 days ago. This comment from Xylo was like 3 years old.
Preferable. Frequently, when these scenarios are reported to us, we encourage those who feel they're being targeted to rally with their friends and orgs in an attempt to fight back. We're not here to protect players from aggressors, pirates, and PvPers. A big part of Star Citizen is about that dichotomy. That epic clash that occurs when opposing forces meet and rally others to that cause. The wars at Jumptown were a prime example of the exciting emergent gameplay that can blossom when a lawful player comes face to face with an outlaw. However, there is a line that is occasionally crossed where players are going outside the bounds of immersing themselves as a pirate and PvPer. Some users are going out of their way to leverage live streams and other mediums to excessively grief. In many of these cases, it's no longer about enjoying the game, but rather disrupting it. Stream sniping, pad ramming, firing into armistice zones, or utilizing various exploits to grief others. These are just a few examples of excessive griefing, which we do not tolerate. If you find yourself on the receiving end of this, we are more than happy to investigate.
I know it's having a stream server problem and have to unfriend everyone.
We will absolutely intervene.
That's why I don't have friends.
Reach out to us through our support page and make sure to provide as much information as possible. Screenshots and video always help. In addition to better monitoring and preventing excessive griefing, we are also exploring a number of in-game changes that should help considerably. More info on that at a later time, and of course, in the future, the law system will also play a stronger role in creating consequences for unlawful behaviour. In the meantime, and all the time, take the sage advice of two wise individuals who once posited that we should all be excellent to each other and party on whenever possible. Looking at Cloud Imperium's current rules of conduct for Star Citizen as well, they do say that an example of behaviour that is effectively a warnable and then repeated offences of this kind would result in suspensions and potential bans is stream sniping, pad ramming, or utilising bugs and exploits to grief or continually harass others. So,
I'm sorry, you can't, this is another thing. CIG can't come out here and post these things and not take active steps to make it easier to protect yourself from harassment. There is a literal friends list and a list of everybody who's in your server, so you already know who you're playing with in your lobby. I'm sorry, but even oh my god, battle royale games did a better job of this, where you could hide the lobby that you were in, or not not share your screen when you're sitting in the lobby or whatever. They make it incredibly easy. So, but then they're putting all the onus on the streamer to prove it, and the player who's doing it to not do it excessively or whatever. Right? It's like there's easy steps to take that should have been taken a long time ago, like the lobby list. And
so,
that's it.
CIG's position's pretty clear cut.
The global list of everyone on the server has always been dumb and has never made sense for what the game was going to be, what the game is now. None of it. None of it has ever made sense. When you can walk up to somebody that you are close to and friend them, like, Mike, you played UO. How was griefing then? It was awful. There was plenty of moments of griefing, but griefing is different than sniping. They're two different things. And harassment is where that's my line. Griefing is griefing. Harassment is harassment. Griefing, I don't think, is a word that people don't know the definition of anymore. So I just throw it out the door. It's very clear when someone's being harassed.
And clear there, right? It's bam, we're against stream sniping. However, it is hard to prove when someone is stream sniping. That's just true, that you can just accuse someone of stream sniping.
Yeah, and that's the issue.
There's another side I haven't really...
That's the issue with all these PvPers and why they freak out about the stream sniping thing, is that this has come up with Avenger 1 recently as well, where the moment you get killed, it's anything but your fault. It is instantly it was this guy was cheating, or this guy's stream sniping, right? And I think Avenger 1 addressed that situation, whatever. But the thing is this is just like a human condition that people do. I see it in the casino all the time. It's always the dealer's fault, but it's never the player who made the terrible decision that they made that caused them to lose. So it's I think it's just like a very human thing to do, that the moment you get killed, it was a stream sniper, right? As a streamer, like, it's the first thing you think about, and they say it out loud. They accuse the person of stream sniping when it probably wasn't the case. And then, I think it's just it's way more obvious when you're being harassed. And that is way more actionable of a thing for CIG to deal with.
Really represented yet. And that is, if players put their location out in the verse, are you not allowed to then engage in piracy gameplay with them? Because, well, if you see them on the stream, you shouldn't engage in piracy gameplay with them if you're on their stream or they're aware that they're streaming. In EVE Online, if someone is streaming and you find their base location or where they currently are through that medium, then isn't that their own fault? I've seen a load of cases recently where streamers
and that's why nobody streams on
stream snipes and being sort of harassed, but also some that are just getting attacked because people are aware of where they are. So I'm in the opinion that currently there is a bit of difference between stream sniping and harassment and griefing.
Okay.
So
we're
it's
on the same page, board.
Obvious in Star Citizen when someone is stream sniping and griefing you, because their MO is typically stop you from playing the game, annoy you constantly, ram you, goad you in chat, normally all at the same time. But as I said, I do think there's a major difference between just stream sniping and people being aware of where you are in game because you're broadcasting it, and griefing and harassment. So I want Star Citizen to be in a position where there are no rules against stream sniping, specifically stream sniping, but it needs to have systems in place that are enforced.
There's no point. I mean, there's no point in having rules for that because you can't prove it. I can't see their eyes,
by the game to help prevent stream sniping and
I don't have their Chrome history.
A better, more evolved law system should mean that the safer star systems are much less likely to have someone ramming you, turning up and smashing into you. Death of a Spaceman should make players not want to ram other players and do stupid things. There are certainly other systems and mechanics that
Death of a Spaceman will not prevent harassment
to incentivize players not griefing. The concern for me in general here is that if you say stream sniping isn't allowed, then you almost have a protected class with the streamer, and this could...
Bounties are a deterrent for stream sniping and other griefing. No. So, like, here's the thing. Stream sniping. So let's use like a proper example. You have two rival orgs. One org is streaming, one is not. The rival org is going to use that stream to their advantage. Is that griefing? Is that harassment? Is that against the rules? I'm going to argue probably no. Okay? But to let's say they have a caravan of, let's use an example that probably and hopefully will happen in Star Citizen. They have a caravan of ore or material or something that they're going to use for their org at some point that is very valuable. So they're trying to move it from one place to another, and they're sharing their location. I do agree. This is a wonderful comment, Scarlett. Streaming is not a game mechanic. I agree. But it's also unavoidable if you're streaming that somebody won't take advantage of it, right? I agree wholeheartedly. It's not something I would do, but it's going to happen, and it's kind of on you if you broadcasted where you are. As long as they take out that caravan, take advantage of that situation, essentially that mistake that org made, I don't know what you can really do. It's when it comes down to streamers streaming, you come on their stream and start screaming obscenities over and over again. Streamer streaming, you are preventing them from getting in an elevator. Streaming, you're constantly just being annoying, bothering them, preventing them from enjoying the experience. That's where we've crossed the line of harassment and griefing. Right? It's not the you broadcast your situation, we're rivals, we're going to go kill you. It's utilizing intel. It's sad. It's so sad that that's the level that you would go to. Because, I think streaming is a wonderful experience for the streamer. I think it's a wonderful experience for the people watching. And what's going to happen is the really cool content in Star Citizen is never going to be streamed. Ever.
Be abused.
There was a guy called Uber Nerd. He quit because stream snipers. I think I've seen some scenarios with him. He goated them a lot too. It's also the way you handle it.
Streamers shouldn't really have any more rights than another player.
Intel's only legal when it's from in-game. But listen, if you can enforce, like you said the word legal, if you can enforce that, then sure. But laws are only matter when they can be enforced, right?
Anyone can stream as well, I suppose you could argue, but the potential accusations of they're sniping, they're cheating, and then brigade reporting, I just think that's a bit lame. Do you know what I mean? So it's
very
something
lame.
That's so hard to prove anyway. So are they actually stream sniping? And if there's a threat that you might get punished, then streamers might just, like, in the future start showing off their base locations. And
yeah, I mean, this is something that CIG has talked about. I don't think that this is going to be a mechanic that really works, because it's and this is from Hankus Pankus in Twitch chat. He says adding nemesis to somebody that attacked you so you can find them as in an anti-friend could be a good game mechanic. Like, and then you would be sent into different instances or shards, right? I don't think that's going to be that easy to do,
complain about it to CIG when that gets taken over or destroyed. Because it has the potential to be abused, I say, well, it probably will be abused by some people sometimes. And a lot of these sort of problems can be solved if Clan Imperium went through them case by case and looked into them. But they're not going to have enough time to do that. That's going to be a huge amount of extra overhead and a load of extra employees just to solve and go through these cases individually. I want the rules for play and the terms of service to be very clear and hard to break. so that it's obvious and deliberate when you are breaking it. You want the game to do most of the work for you. There are always issues with vague rules that aren't always enforced sort of fairly. I've seen streamers actively call out players for cheating and stream sniping, and
that's
even
probably
to
where
sort
this
of
video came out from, was the more recent Avenger 1
get
thing.
them on their stream. Come and get me, I'll take you on. So if a player then takes them up on that offer, that's technically stream sniping because you've used where they are in their stream to your advantage. Even just playing with another streamer is technically stream sniping. I know it's obviously not going to get enforced as such, but there's no clear-cut rule. I personally think that if you are streaming, then you need to be aware that players might use that information against you, and that is to be expected, and shouldn't be against the rules. If pirates turn up and say, I must pay them for protection, then maybe that's good content for me. Or maybe I shouldn't be live streaming without a delay. Really, what we're talking about here that shouldn't be allowed is griefing. Again, hard to prove if a player is motivated because of griefings, but also Star Citizen needs to have more systems in place so that it's going to be harder to do that, and it will in the future. I do think
we hope it will in the future.
Obvious griefing should be something that is punishable, but I would also say that it's clearly focused bullying and trying to entirely prevent a player from actually being able to play the game. That's what I don't want in the game at all. And that's something that isn't just a protection for streamers, that is something that everyone should be protected against. But hopefully Cloud Imperium will have a load of systems in place in the future that this will all be handled, or mostly be handled, in the game. I do have some tips though that might be easier for me to say, as I don't do a huge amount of live streaming of gameplay of Star Citizen, and I haven't had problems with being harassed or attacked on stream pretty much ever. I do get trolls. I do get people that are trying to annoy me, but that's more in chat. And I suppose also, if you're being harassed, like in real time, your emotions can be high. But you're going to see griefers and stream snipers actively harassing players and then crying wolf.
Yeah.
Or complaining
I mean, the one thing that I absolutely cannot stand is when you're like obviously stream sniping somebody or obviously harassing someone, and then like I'm emotional at that moment and I call you a virgin. Then all of a sudden, my favorite thing about those types is they use that as now ammo to like continuously attack you, right?
Out being unfairly reported.
Yeah, they instantly make themselves the victims.
But they just want to confuse and have some form of control. But in the same way, you're going to have a lot of streamers, or at least some streamers, complaining that someone is cheating or
you're not the victim
or whatever, when they're just not. So be the bigger person. Don't engage with trolls or people that you think are griefing or sniping. Ignore them if you can. If they break your stream rules and actually break them, then maybe discreetly time them out or temporarily ban them if you need to.
I mean, this is also a stupid Twitch problem. If you're banned on Twitch, you could still see the video. You just can't see chat.
I think someone is actively griefing and harassing you and has been hounding you, then get a load of information together and report them. Don't ask your sort of chat.
Listen, man, here's the deal with my stream sniping rules. Okay, these are my stream sniping rules. If we can't do anything about stream sniping and you're gonna do it and it's inevitably gonna happen, I'm gonna call you names when you do it, and you have to accept it. Okay.
That's and a load of your friends to also
you can do it,
unless they're
but you have to accept that I'm going to call you names.
When I do engage with sort of like a troll or someone that potentially is
it's an agreement that we
treat them with kindness.
Is binding between the two of us.
Sort of treat them with respect, kill them with kindness and stuff. But I don't always do that. Sometimes I'm grumpy. If someone has said something that I can't abide or has got me at a very bad moment, I might react. But you should really, really consider what you say before you call someone a or before you go, he's cheating, or he's stream sniping, because then that will be used against you. They'll just say, oh, he said this, and they just want to engage you with the sort of like, but you're also wrong. Well, you started it. Well, I just wanted to prove that you were an arsehole.
Yeah, it's kindergarten shit.
You do. It's just the trolling sort of weird abusive behavior. You can always stream with a delay as well if you're doing something that you don't want to be interfered with.
No, Board. Like, Board doesn't stream interactively that much. So Board just does like Q&As. The question can be answered at any time. The answer can be heard at any time. I just don't agree with that by any means. Like, In the moment, I say something, 2 seconds later, my chat's responding to it. That is the glory of streaming. It's amazing. That is what makes Twitch so fantastic. Taking that away is just like, I would just not stream. I just wouldn't stream then. And that's probably what's going to happen. If I end up playing Star Citizen at a level of, in an org that if the game becomes what I want it to become, I most likely will take the Asmongold route. And that is do very minor things on stream while interacting with chat. And then at night, when I'm not streaming, that's when I do the ops that matter.
You can always record it and do
maybe
it as a video.
And again, like Board said, maybe record it.
Stream with a delay if you don't want something to be interfered with directly, or you want to give yourself a little bit of leeway. Maybe make it part of the content. If someone turns up and you know that they're potentially in your stream sniping, deal with them. Typically, a stream is ruined because a streamer decides that it's ruined. They just go, "Oh, they've ruined it." But it's my experience that
I think that's what happens a lot too. The streamer decides it's ruined,
watching you, and they're quite happy watching you do whatever. So if you decide to just do something else, if you get exploded or a bug happens, they're still enjoying it. They're still watching you. Potentially, if someone's ruined like a few hours of your work, well, that was just part of the journey.
Good point from
Again,
Board.
very easy for me to say in a video, and yes, I know it could be frustrating and in some cases massively depressing, but the show must go on. And it's better to laugh at it rather than to get angry or sad. Typically,
I know that word.
Just want recognition and to cause you to feel those emotions. They want you to rage out on stream. The person attacking you might not be stream sniping as well, or they might have a legitimate reason to attack you, especially in 3.18 now that they can disable your ship with soft destruction and steal your cargo.
I'll give a perfect example. Like, I didn't care. I also won this scenario, but if I lost, maybe I wouldn't have. I feel like I would have gotten emotional if I lost. Playing at Security Post Korea the other day, 3 dudes roll up. I killed them all with the help of a friend. PC, and he like, they both had the mission to take back Korea, all 3 of them plus my friend. My friend pretended like he was friends with them. I killed all 3 of them. They immediately came to the stream, one of them, and was like, "Oh my god, you killed me." And I was like, were you watching? And he was like, "No, I came to the stream after I found out you killed me." Right? So it even looked like a stream snipe because he instantly came to the chat like, "Oh man, you got me." But it wasn't.
I'm interested to know what,
or probably wasn't.
Star Citizen's alpha
you never
status
know.
And
but it doesn't matter. He wasn't there to
while also having some very playable
to
systems
harass
that are
me,
sort of in flux but not fully finished. Make issues that we have now something that probably won't be issues in the future.
He was there to play against me.
I do want to know what people think of stream sniping. Would you use someone else's base location if you saw it in a stream to attack them later? You'd be like, well, actually, I do know where that base is because, bam, I've seen it in their stream. Everyone knows where it is. Is it fair game if you are live streaming so someone knows where you are and you can go and, disrupt their mining operation? Because you could look at it in the way that, well, I'm not allowed to disrupt their miner operation now or go and attack them because they're streaming. And that means that...
I mean, I really hope the direction that Star Citizen goes in is the places where you operate the game is so big. They have so many opportunities to make it as safe as possible in these scenarios, which is like where you're going and what you're doing. What actions are we going to be taking part in, right? We're going to do FPS missions. We're going to do ship-based like combat missions. We're going to mine. We're going to refine. We're going to salvage. There's medical gameplay, but that and cargo hauling, right? Cargo hauling is where it's going to be probably the most stream sniped scenario. And the situation here that I hope is what happens is that we get more of the Aaron's Halo type of situations for mining where you're out in the middle of nowhere, man. It's going to be very hard to find you, right? And you go and you do your thing. And where the sniping will happen will be in situations where, well, you're going to get interacted with in those situations anyway. And that is when you're traveling along common trade lanes, right? So common trade lanes would be coming from ArcCorp to ArcCorp L1 to store your Quantanium to refine it, right? Those are places where, is it so much stream sniping, or is it actually, people camping trade lanes, which is absolutely legitimate gameplay. So what I really hope happens is most of the things that we interact with when it comes to mining, salvage, and these other things are kind of out in the middle of nowhere. You're able to interact with the game, and then you have to protect yourself when you're traveling on common trade lanes, right? That's really, really what I hope for, personally. But it's hard to say, because I agree. If they're using your location where you're mining and then just like know exactly where it is, and they come to you and just kill you over and over, like that's where it starts borderline like, oh man, this is cringe. But what I do hope is that it more becomes a combat over the trade lanes, because I don't think that you should have to hire guns in every scenario for everything that you do just because you turned on a stream, right? That's also not necessarily super fair. So I do hope you get to interact with the game quite a bit, and then you do hire the guns when you're traveling along trade lanes that are common, right? So it should be incredibly difficult for players to find you when you're interacting with the game. If you're going to a very well-known location where, a huge vein of ore that people are mining, valuable ore, yeah, you should hire guns there, right? You should defend it. But if you're just out by yourself, hanging out in Aaron's Halo, yeah, that shouldn't be the case, right? But when you come back and try to go to the obvious station that you have to drop off at, it's kind of on you to protect yourself. That's how I look at it.
That I'll just get accused of stream sniping. Is it really just griefing?
People also argue that streaming also has massive benefits. Probably. Yes, but like, what are those benefits? Like the fact that I make an income from the stream? Every single human being that has an internet connection that's good enough to stream has the same ability to make an income streaming as I do. It's just, are you good enough? That's what it comes down to in that case.
To focus on here? Or are there more issues that we haven't really discussed? Whatever your thoughts, I'd love to hear from you in the comments below. Please remain civil and sort of respectful to others. I know this can be
I thought Board had a really sort of good take at this.
Quite laissez-faire way. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the verse. Hopefully, you won't be hunting me down while I'm streaming.
Say Montoya is defending Test Station, and we keep coming back every night to try to destroy it. That's when it would suck, like large scale or org stuff. Are you saying like if you were stream sniping Test, like going back and forth, or just in general, like large scale org stuff could get annoying? I don't know what the reference is there, but I think that's a kind of possibly different topic. It just comes down to. It sounds like Board is done, but there's still a lot of the video left. I think
it's a new year, time for resolutions, a brighter future.
Yeah,
I'll make myself better each day. Or I could just stay at home and play computer games. But what if someone steals my house or bank while I'm otherwise preoccupied on the internet? NordVPN.com/BoardGamer. It's probably the best VPN deal of 2023 already. Not only does it provide security, anonymity, and accessibility on the interwebs, but I haven't heard of anyone with NordVPN having their house stolen. Thanks, NordVPN. Now no one will know what type of degenerate anime I watch. Get NordVPN, you filthy animal. You deserve it. Every month we have a ship giveaway. For January, we are giving away an Argo Raft.
That was pretty funny,
the reinforced advanced freight transport
Listen,
ship.
If we're going to watch the video, we should watch
cargo hauler
all his
that should see some additional gameplay in 2023. This also comes with a Star Citizen game package and lifetime insurance. All you need to do to be in for a chance of winning that is comment on any of my videos made during the month. More details in the description below. If you'd like to further...
Also, the comment was based on being blamed for sniping, but the goal is org versus org combat. I mean, yeah, that's kind of the example that I gave. Like, if you're giving your position away, and there's obviously people that are going to attack you, it feels like it's sort of on you when it comes to org versus org gameplay, but that's also like it's a situation that, you know, CIG has gone along the lines of, you know, streams have definitely been great advertising for them. YouTube videos have been great advertising for them. They haven't done much advertising until it seems like recently people are talking about a lot of ads on YouTube and stuff. But the idea of orgs not streaming probably the best content there is in the game. Man, that's really gonna suck, but that's what's gonna happen. You know?
Support the channel, then please consider becoming a YouTube member with the join button under my videos. You could even become a Patreon. There's links below to that. But liking, subscribing, commenting goes a huge way to help the channel grow. Thanks so much for watching, and I hope to see you in the verse.
All right. Thank you, Board. So yeah, that was I thought that was a really good take from Board. I didn't know where he was gonna go with it. And I think it's a pretty good take. It's kind of hard to disagree with it. I don't think you're ever going to get black and white. Yeah, so we'll have to see. But I think you guys got my take pretty well, so I don't really have to do an outro here and share what mine is. So, yeah.